playing on 7 and then 6. So
Okay,
7,
the order.
6, 24, 11, and 13 are the maps. Thoughts?
24. Only 20 number happening. I mean, I would love to see like a 21 or a 23, but 24 will be an interesting one to.
Very interesting.
experience.
Yeah, it'll probably be a breaker of sorts, right? Whoever wins 24 will probably win this match. Very, very likely. As we're soon to be ready to go. 7 and
just
6.
getting ready. Good luck all around.
It's fascinating, right? We get 2 green tracks, 2 blue tracks, no red tracks, and 1 black track.
I will say though that the black track 24 in this case definitely going to be an interesting one. There's quite a lot of places where you can lose speed and time, right? There's a lot of transitional jumps happening in that one that, for those who have seen BTC a few weeks ago, will know that even, great players going into 24 will still, make some mistakes by cutting it close on some of the transition jumps, perhaps sliding out due to the speed going into one of the corners. But even then, that final jump, right? We've seen some players just hit the finish at the end just due to some bad landings. It's a very, very unforgiving track, even if you are familiar with it. 11 and 13, I don't think those will prove as much of a challenge, and those will be more determined by, just raw pace and players going at it. Yeah, I mean, you've got sausage, you've got dirt, but I think, as you say, 24 is going to be the one that's going to determine it all.
I do want to point out something else, though, that later on during this week, of course, there will be TMGL and TMGLC. TMGLO is actually later on today. I'll be casting on the Genius. And I do want to point out that there's actually an ex-TMGL player in this match. I don't know if you know who it is.
Ex-TMGL, are you talking about Fornera in this case?
I'm talking about Bitsy.
Oh, Bitsy! Ah.
Yeah, back in 2018, Bitsy was actually in TMGL.
Oh, I was unaware of that. Good. Wow. See, my history is kind of bad. I will admit, kind of bad.
I'm not too sure if Fornera actually got into TMGL. I know he got into what used to be TMGLC, right? But
yeah.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's why that was the first name that popped in my head. Though Bitsy, I mean, obviously a great player for those who know him. He came in second in the BTC, only being beaten by Morioka.
Yeah, Morioka is an absolute beast, though.
Oh yeah, that's for sure. He, for me personally, he was also an unknown going into that. But now that I've seen what he can do. Yeah, he's definitely one of those players to look out for, and the star player for his team.
Oh, 100%. As we still have 2 minutes of warm up left. Anything else that we should point out here while we await this match to start?
Not a lot in particular, right? Both teams have been invited to the tournament itself. These are not any of the qualified tournament teams going in. But overall, I think, you've got Taro, who has been doing great in the TSS tournaments in general, right? Road Taker, Forever, Volnera, Carbaros, they've all been doing a fine job at that. Jussie, I haven't seen in before, along with Nod. So they, from what I know, are somewhat new to this tournament series. Bitsy and Scary have been around before. So I'm just curious to see, right now, my gut says, based on past experiences, that the Toro lineup might be the one, the Exalted Toro lineup to bring it home. But who's to say that's going to be the case with map 7 and 6 to kick things off? I think it's going to be a lot of raw pace to open up the score, and then we'll see on 24 what will happen. This will be a best of 4. Best of 5, 4, imagine.
Yeah,
best of 5. So first, the 3 wins is going to do it, and we are live. Round number 1, map number 7.
It is underway, ladies and gentlemen, as we go up here with Rotaker in first place, Kerbos finding himself in second, and Forever will find himself in fourth. So this is looking good for Toro off the start here. Nod is that third place position, ruining the ace here for Exalti Toro, but Forever will surpass him, and it's going to be a nice, beautiful ace right off the start here. And Rotaker and Kerbos getting themselves 28 sevens. That's fast. That's very fast. That's 3 points off of WR.
That is fast indeed. Like, we're just driving top 30 times to kick things off. And I mean, if this is how we're going to kick things off, then I'm looking forward to what is to come. Definitely not the round for Numlox to start things off. Bitsy already had some issues, which netted him a 6th place pretty early on. Right now, everybody very close together, looking like not a lot is being lost on any of the players. Bitsy getting a nice speed up out of that plastic section, and we've got a 2v2 happening at the front. Kerberos, Forever, Nod, and Bitsy. Which of the 4 are going to do it? Nod's going to take first, Kerberos and Forever in second and third, so that's 7 points. Josie picks up number 5, which means it's 11 versus 10 in favor of Numalops.
And it seems like Nod PB'd with a 28.88. It's a very good time, but that would have gotten him third last round.
Yeah.
Which is still very good. Let's be completely honest here. A 28.88. Have you done that on this map? I don't think so.
Yeah, I'm not there. I'm not even going to talk about my PPs in this one. I'm just going to look at how these players do what they do best. I mean, look at that right now at Toro taking their train of players into the front. Bitsy's trying to overtake right now, but no, that's another ace.
Oh man, they're so fast. They all beat his PB. They all beat Nod's PB.
Oh, feels bad. Feels bad.
Oh man, even Kerbos's 28.88 just slightly beat out Nod by 3 1,000ths of a second. Oh, poor Nod.
That's okay. Like, competition is one of the best places to improve, right? You're being pushed by all these other players. You're bound to get good results out of it at one of the maps, right? Oh, that is unfortunate. Bitsy right now out of the race. He was already falling behind, but he did bonk there. Right now, we're taking Kerberos looking for a 1-2 punch to take home another round. 28-6, 28-8. Man, I don't know what's going on. This is just, this is some crazy, crazy pace, right? And just to look at these two players, right? Roadtaker has the number 7 on the leaderboards right now, and Kerberos has number 19. So, you know, it's not very surprising that they are pulling out these times.
Oh, no, it's not surprising whatsoever. It's actually just how insanely consistent they are at doing it. That's the surprising thing, right? And that .68, that's a top 20 time, I do believe.
Yeah.
It is.
Oh, Kerberos, though. Clips. But is that clip going to be enough? That is 1 and 3. No, I don't think that's going to be enough. 10 points already for Taro. That is enough for Kerberos to finish in any position. So it looked like a bit of a mistake, but that mistake was not an issue. Forever picks up the pieces right there. And 4-1 already. Toro on map point right now. Great way for them to open up the match.
This is beyond pace, right? Like, this is not just pure pace that's leading them. This is actual consistency as well, right? So they have the pace, but they also have the consistency to keep up that pace, and you can see it when they take those drifts. I mean, the tight drift on the tarmac is so hard for me and lower level players. I mean, Forever, he tried the low jump there. It doesn't even matter. Rotaker and Kerberos are already there. They've already won before. I mean, Nod, Bitsy, and Jussie could blink.
I mean, I was looking at that and I was kind of hypnotized by how, well, similar their lines were, right? You just, like, their cars barely moved outside of each other. It was ridiculous to see, and you can see it in the times as well, right? Like, it's unfortunate Forever had a bit of a clip happening right there, but before that, yeah, they were just driving the exact same times, and would have been like, I don't know, a tenth of a second at most.
That dominance. I don't know if you watched the qualifiers at all last week.
I've not. No, I've missed out on that.
Team Canada, right? A team that didn't make it through. sadly, I'm very saddened by this.
That is disappointing.
We're absolute gods on 16. And, well, currently they now have 2 players in the top 10. When they can currently drive, like, a very low 38s on 16.
Right.
Consistently in rounds, which is absolutely nuts when you think about it. And that made me think of that. Like, I don't know about you, but Toro just doing top 30 times on their own without much thought. And map number 6, I mean, it's looking to be in their favor as well. Road Taker has the 3rd best time. Is Karyan here? No, he's not here. Kerberos is, though, and I do believe his time is also right up there. Volnera has a nice time up at 14th.
Well, Jesse does have a number 17 on there, right? We can't just dismiss Numalops like that, but I do understand what you're saying. I'm hearing you. It's definitely looking like somewhat favorable for what is it? For the team, for Toro. But
for Exalted.
I don't want to call it too early, right? Obviously on 7, they definitely had the upper hand, but 6, I mean 6 again, right? Again, it's pace. Again, it's a matter of making sure your lines are as consistent as possible to replicate whatever times you have set in the past. And it being the green series, right? They're not too hard. I don't expect any major mistakes. Perhaps on the final jump, we can expect some players to accidentally jump a bit too high or a bit too low into the finish line. We'll see how
they're going to try and go for the inside line for sure, right? Because that'll make them finish earlier.
I expect to see that as well. We are live right now. We do see a replacement. Forever is taking the bench with Volnera in the field right now. And I believe Scary is coming in for Bitsy on 6. Round 1 looking good. Everybody very close together. Just Scary lagging behind right now. But there's just 2 tenths between the number 1 and the number 6 at the moment. Gap is getting a bit bigger. Landings are looking good for all the players at the front, but it's looking like Road Taker and Kerberos are going to take the 1-2. No, Jussie snipes it barely, but just doing some quick head maps. Is that enough? No, that is not enough. 1 and 3 and 6 makes 11. Not like that, like positions, all right? Don't actually count those like that. I know math, right? I know math. Either way, that's round 1 going to Taro.
Yeah, and Road Taker just did a top 200 time on a very competitive map. That was 2 tenths away from world record in that run where he just seemed so comfortable, and he had a massive lead from start to finish, and he never let go of it. And right now, here comes the second round. Nod, he's in the lead this time around, and Road Taker and Volnera and Kerberos 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. So Nod's first place is all for Nod.
Yeah, I hear you. I get you. The time difference weren't that big. Like, just Scary falling behind a bit. But yeah, you can definitely see, like I said, right, the pace is there for all the players right now. They're all going very, very fast and consistently through all these corners. It's just that ending, right? You've got that drop down happening right before you get into the final corner, and that's where some of the players are losing some time. Let's see if we see any of the players do that again, because this is the place where it happens. Volnera falling behind a bit. Scary able to overtake, and it is not Jussie's. Scary 1-3-4 with Kerberos, Volnera, Road Taker 2-5-6. That is Numalop striking back with a 2-1 now. Still in favor of Toro, but they're on the board.
Toro has kept the lead the entirety of this matchup so far, so maybe Numalops could come back. That was beautifully done by Scary, by the way, who was in last place and overtook the 2 Toro players right in the final corner. Beautifully done by him. Good snipe overall, as we're already halfway through this lap. I mean, this lap does not take any time at all. It's 2 turns, and that's about, and a jump at the end.
2 deaths.
Taker and Nod, they're going to fight here, and Nod's going to have that big lead. He jumps really low, and that's a 26.68. That is a very beautiful time. 0.68 leads right to 34th. That's a 34th time in the world right there. On a map this contested.
Very
Insane.
contested. There's very, very little time. I mean, 0.5 is when you're getting into top 5, right? So the fact that we just saw 0.6 and 30, that says a lot about where we're at. But a good round for Numalops as well.
WR.
That's the stuff you wanna do. You wanna drive when you are going live into this. It's a bit of a divided scene right now in round number 5, but it's looking like Roadtaker and Vulnera can take number 1 and 3. So just a finish from their teammate Kerberos is going to seal the deal on round number 5. Good times once again. Roadtaker driving a 0.6. Not, like it's a high 0.6, but nevertheless, 0.6s are definitely the way to go. They are securing these number 1 spots right now. Very, very nice. And Toro once again takes the lead 3-2. We're not quite there yet. They're going to need 2 more rounds to close it out. And these laps are going so fast, right? This isn't a long track. 26 seconds, boom, we're already halfway, just like that. And it's, again, these final few corners that are going to determine who is going to get ahead, who is going to fall behind. Roadtaker better landing than not, and Jussie perhaps able to get a bit more speed, but no, Jussie has a bit of a lower jump. So Jussie and Nod along with Scary in 6. That is a round for Numalops. This is a back and forth. Woo, 3-3.
It's a dogfight.
A dogfight? Wait, there's dogs? Where? What kind of dogs? I like dogs.
Imagine, last place came in with an .84. 26.84 was last place that round. That's how close everyone is. It's really just about the extra hundredths of a second here that'll make the biggest of differences. But right now, Numalops is down 1 player because they crashed out. Oh, that looks like Toro also had 1 crash out. No, it didn't. But it seems like Numalops won't need it because they're gonna 1-2. Oh no, they're not.
Not in between. Not says no. Bit of an escort mission for the Toro team right there. They escorted Nod to the finish line. Unfortunate for Nod, his other teammates weren't there. So right now, map point for Toro, looking to set the score 2-0. Let's see if they close it out. I mean, it's been a very, very tight race, and so far, Numalops has been fighting very hard against Toro. Nice back and forth coming in. Though they have been having to rely on, some slight mistakes happening from Toro right now. Jussie pushing it hard, but falls behind. So just 2 players at the front for Numalops, and it's going to be a 2 and 4 for those 2 players. Jussie in 6th place, not able to catch back up. So Vulnera, Kerberos, Roadtaker managed to get enough points in the bag, make it 2-0, going to fall 24 right now. And we'll see how these players can handle all the transitional madness.
This is scary, seeing Toro and Numalops just play like that. I can't imagine that happening in matchmaking, where you're just a bystander, right? Let's say you're just playing matchmaking, and you get paired up against Toro, right? Playing on that map. And you're like, okay, let's see what they could do, and they do that every single round. I would be scared. I don't know about you, I'd be scarred for life if I was trying to play matchmaking, and then I'd just get my butt whooped that hard, spanked, if you will.
I mean, look, you can just quit out if you're not up for it, right? You can just quit.
But you can imagine, right? Because there are a lot of players who've reached the 4,000 elo mark, right?
Yeah.
But being that consistent, that consistently fast on so many different maps, that you could beat practically any player at the 4,000 level with that kind of speed, right?
Yeah, you really have to be against someone who is very good at a specific type, right? Perhaps very good at dirt or very good at plastic, right? I think plastic at this point is something that players could definitely try to excel in, being a still relatively new block, right? All things considered. But yeah, that doesn't take away that pace is still there, and you've got the counter picking happening as well, right? You've got your picks and bans, and these teams are going to check who they're playing up against and which maps those teams would favor so that they can ban those. And that's obviously, part of the game as well. You've got that two-phase attitude, right? Phase 1 being just more mental games and picking maps and then actually driving them is phase 2. And hopefully your picks were good and your bans were good, so that you can have as much of an advantage going into the match itself. Right now, though, it has been paying off in Toro's favor. I'm not sure if 24 is going to do much of the same, but we'll see how that goes. I know for sure that Bitsy is very well practiced on this track, so that'll be nice for Numalops. I wouldn't be surprised if Forever and Road Taker would do a fine job on this one as well. I haven't looked at the leaderboards just yet, but Kerberos is number 2 as well. Woo. Yeah, no, that's... I don't think they need to be too worried.
Are you worried of the... Because, yeah, you can make up fast time, right? Oh, look at that. Morioka is top 15 as well. Just wanted to point out that. But it's also about the consistency, right? It's not just about, oh, well, you've done a really fast time, right? But
oh, yeah.
Are you actually capable of replicating those 59s in game, right? That's the difference. Or will you be doing 1 minute times? I've seen teams doing 1 minute times on average as we get started here for the first round of what could be the final map. But it's crazy to think that some players could do 59s. I don't know about you.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'd be very impressed if that were to happen. There's a lot of places where things can go wrong and speed can be lost. This is one of those jumps where it could go wrong. So far, Bitsy actually able to overtake with a very low jump, jumping from number 5 to number 2 right now. Very favorable for the Numalops team. Kerberos still in the lead, though. But his teammate Jussie coming in. They've got the 2-tree going. That is 9 points. They just need to take number 5 then. Either that or hope that Kerberos somehow falls behind and clips. He does not. He keeps the footing. Road Taker and Forever are just lurking behind. Jussie not with the best line through the last dirt section. We've got the jump coming in. A photo finish between Jussie and Road Taker, but it's not gonna cut it. Scary comes in 6. That is 10 points going to Numalops and 11 to Exaltitaro. That is 1-0. Starting things off. They just keep kicking off these rounds in their favor.
Kerberos just did a top 30 time.
Oh, man.
So, remember how I said, yeah, these guys might not be consistent enough to do 59-second times? I lied. Kerberos.
Got you like that. It's just a prank, bro.
It's just a prank, bro, you know? I wanted to keep it suspenseful, and now the suspense is broken because Kerberos is just showing off.
He is showing up, but he's getting a bit of an escort from the Numalops team right now. Forever is trying to get in between, but... Ooh, Scary with a bit of a wide jump there. But he does pick up more speed out of that. Wow, I expected that wide jump to perhaps cost him a bit more time than it actually did, but he is still falling behind a bit. Bit of lag happening from Bitsy, so I think he is still in between. Not really sure what is going on his side. No, he has actually fallen behind. But Forever... Flippity, flippity, flip, get on out of here. That's not how you get into a finish line, and that is last place for Forever. But he is not worried about that at all. Kerberos and Road Taker pick up the number 1 and 2. Yeah, see Bitsy having lag. I saw that happen.
And Forever seemingly happy with a beautiful ending. Oh, Bitsy apparently did a very nice time, but lagged out, so wonderful. It sucks getting lagged out like that.
Oh yeah.
Imagine getting DDoS in a game like this. Ugh.
Couldn't be me. Couldn't be me. Oh, Forever having to slow down, not having the best jump right there. And Road Taker as well, also behind by about a second and a half. This is looking very good for Numalops. This is their time to strike. Bitsy might be slowing down, but Jussie and Scary right now at the front. They're going at it. Wow, Forever, look at the speed he is gaining on them. But so Jussie has to be a bit worried. Like, he does not realize that he is being hunted down at the moment. So far, so good, though. There's still a bit of time between him and Forever. There's 4/10s. Kerberos still in the lead with Scary trying to attack, but not quite getting it until that third turn. What a turn! And look at the speed gain, just getting ahead like that. Jussie and Scary looking to secure a round win. Good stuff coming in from Numalops. Striking back 2-1. They keep opening up the scoreboard for themselves, but they gotta close out a map win. That's the one thing that they haven't been able to do so just yet.
Yeah, and that's crazy so far. That what these two teams are capable of doing. Numalops finally get their first round on this map, but they were down. They're still down, right? They have not yet to have a lead in this series, right? They've been able to tie the series, tie the map wins on the series, but never taking the lead.
Exactly. I mean, right now it's not looking good. Scary had made a mistake early on at the sausage block, so it's just 2 players remaining at the moment for Numalops, Bitsy and Jussie, though they are very close in the lead, fighting it out with Kerberos for that #1 spot. Roadtaker and Forever lagging behind just a bit, really hoping and waiting for any mistake from any of the Numalops players, because they could be able to sneak out a win if they are able to overtake Kerberos. Just one of them has to do it. Which one of them is it going to be, or is it even going to happen? Kerberos is way too far ahead of them. So that is a 4th. That is Jussie and Bitsy with the exact same time coming in.
Crazy.
That is nice. I mean, it's not going to be enough because Scary comes in 6th, but that's very, very cool. Kerberos, great time.
The craziest thing is that is Kerberos's 3rd top 50 time in 4 rounds.
He's just carrying. Look at that. Like, Roadtaker and Forever haven't had the best time on this track. It's been Kerberos who's been at the front pretty much all the time, and Bitsy and Jussie have been pushing hard. Scary hasn't been doing too well, though. He's definitely been, trying to throw a wrench into Exaltitaros' plans. But look at Kerberos still ahead all the time. Forever right now in 3rd place. Oh, crashes at this. Oh, Kerberos is out of there. Bitsy in 1st, Jussie in 3rd. That is good stuff. Scary comes in as well. Oh, this is what Numalops was hoping for. Very, very fortunate. No lag spikes coming in for Bitsy this time. And looking like a #1 on the map. Forever. Ooh, very close to actually hitting the flagpole right there, but he does not. Jussie in 3rd place. Who comes in 4th? It is Scary, Roadtaker, and Kerberos lagging behind a bit. But they do finish, but not enough. That is a round win coming in for Numalops. We are 3-2 on map 24 right now.
Oh my goodness. Back and forth once again, just like map number 6. Could we see Numalops potentially take the lead here? That would be something if they could. A nice little comeback. Would be nice for the morale for sure. But Taro just have that ace in their hand every single round, right? It's like playing a blackjack, and every single round the dealer deals a 10, right? He deals himself a 10, I should say. So
no, I was about to say, I don't want to get 10s all the time, even when I have a 14. All right, just don't give me that 10.
Right, exactly. So you keep getting 10s, and he keeps getting a blackjack.
Like, he just jinxed Kerberos. He just crashed. He just got a 10 on that 14, and he is out of there. Forever slowing down as well. I don't know what it was that you just said, but it totally messed up Exaltitaro's pace. It's just Roadtaker remaining at the moment. Bitsy, Jussie, Scary hanging out in 1, 3, and 4 at the moment, heading into the final jump. Perhaps Scary will not make the jump, but that doesn't matter too much. No, he does make it. It's all good. And that is tied score on 24, 3-3. So it's still 2 rounds to win for Exaltitaro, but are they going to do it? Are they going to do it? I mean, what's going on? Like, Kerberos is looking a bit shaky all of a sudden.
Reverse sweep. Reverse sweep.
I mean, not quite, but hey, yeah. Let's just maybe if we say some more blackjack references, then we might see it happen.
No, who knows? Because right now it's looking like Numalops are the one busting at the current moment. Though it is Bitsy in 1st place.
Forever made a mistake
Scary
as well.
He is
a little
too far behind. Let's see, because right now it is a 1-3 situation.
Yeah.
Oh, make that 1-4 though. Roadtaker does need to get that 3rd place at least, but Kerberos!
I think he's just pushing it too hard. He must be just going a bit too fast and just trying to just attack these corners way harder than you should. And
I mean, that's how he gets 59s, right?
I mean, right now it's costing them points.
True. Good point. Good point. That's the first 59 we see from someone not named Kebros.
59.9.
So that is sick out of Bitsy. That's a good time. Reminder that only, I do believe, less than 100 players have a 59 time on this map. Actually, not exactly 98 players have it. One player, Kanery, has exactly a 1 minute flat.
Barely not there. Barely not there. I mean, it's looking here for Numalops right now. We already said that 24 could be a bit of a, a tricky one, a bit of a decider. I mean, it's not the decider that we expected in the sense of, somebody getting in a full lead, but it would be a good opportunity for Numalops to get into the race once again. They are behind 2-0 overall, and this is their first chance at getting a map point with Forever flying out of there. And it is a 3v2 right now. Scary does not have the pace to really get into the top 4 at the moment, so it's really a bit of a Kerberos, Bitsy, Jussie, Roadtaker race at the moment. Though, if these are the positions that we will have at the finish line, that would mean Numalops wins it. But Roadtaker is trying to overtake Jussie. He is so close to doing so. That's going to decide whether or not it'll happen. No, Bitsy with the landing. Oh, no.
Look at that time!
59.566. Are you kidding me?
566? That's a 25th place time. Oh my goodness.
I mean, he must be feeling like slow. He's like, man, I can drive like 4/10 faster. What is this?
But that's Bitsy. Bitsy lost that round. That landing bug.
That really cost them. Like now, just all of a sudden, they went from having a bit of a, buffer into match point.
Bitsy's 2.5 seconds behind.
Oh, well, I mean, they gotta hope. They gotta hope that one of the Toro, what is it, Exalted Toro players messes up Forever right now. Is also not really keeping the pace that he would like. But Bitsy's behind by 3 seconds. I don't think that's gonna be like Jussie and Scary are really gonna have to step it up right now. They are looking for number 1, 2, 1, 3. Those are the only positions that they can really hope for right now. Though Roadtaker is really fighting hard with Scary at the moment. Kuros and Jussie at the front as well. It's going to be interesting to see what it'll be, because Forever, again, just not really having the lines. Don't have to worry about that too much. Roadtaker, what speed! Is that a 1-2 knockout punch coming in from Exalted Taro? It's looking like it, and just like that, Numalops had a chance to get the score 2-1, but instead Taro brings it 3-0, and they go 2-0 overall in the group stage section. Numalops have 1 win, 1 loss because of this result. And yeah, we'll be seeing who they will be facing once all matches have been resolved of this round.
Oh my goodness. That Kerberos here, man, just did 5 top 50 times in rounds.
I mean, man of the match, very, very clear, I believe, right?
No one even came close. It felt like Kerberos and then everyone else behind, right? And you were talking about a team earlier. I think it was give me a sec. It was Morioka, right?
Morioka,
where he was playing with his team and he was just absolutely carrying. All he needed his team to do was not come in last place.
Right, yeah.
That's exactly what
that's pretty much what happened here, yeah.
And I mean, it shows why he has the second fastest time on this map. He has a 59.1 as his PB, and technically he was driving 0.5 slower than his PB most rounds, right?
Yeah.
Which is relatively slow, right? That means you're relatively
comfortable, probably comfortable. I mean, though, to be fair, and that's where Numalops was able to strike back. Kerberos did make, like the same mistake during the halfway mark of the map, right? Just attacking the corner right before the 2 jumps a bit too hard and crashing out like that, which gave Numalops a bit of a chance of redemption, right? And light at the end of the tunnel. But unfortunately, I think it really came down to Bitsy messing out that jump at the end. If he would have nailed that jump, I'm pretty sure we would have been at game 4 right now, or map 4, I should say. But now,
can you really blame him though?
Yeah, that landing is tricky. It's a tricky landing. I've seen it before. Like, again, the BTC, one of the maps in there was 24, and we've seen that happen multiple times. Yeah, that is it's a punishing landing. You
it is a punishing landing. It definitely
if you mess up
be.
just a bit, right, you can just hit the one of the bushes at the front. You could hit one of the flagpoles. We've seen SRK was a good example. He was set to win third place, and instead he kind of like landed very awkwardly, and it cost him to go up and around the finish line, right? So the arch, right? He just drove along the arch instead of into the finish line, simply due to having a bad landing. But no, very tough on Numlops, right? They fought hard, but unfortunately, it will not be apparent in the score, right? 3-0. Very unfortunate.
And, sadly, right now, let me talk to you about the teams, how they're stacking up right now. And before I do, remember, for the people who weren't there when we first started, there is a giveaway on the Twitter for the skins for Trackmania seasonal series. You can get yourself some skins, and by buying them, you add money to the prize pool, which currently sits at over $500. So $12 for all three skins, or is it just a few dollars for just one of the skins? So whichever one you decide to get, if you want to get some, you add to the prize pool for the winners. Speaking of which, the current winners, Exalti Toro and Loud Esports, both of them are 2-0. Looking very solid for them. Golden Trio, Eagles, Gravity, Numalops, Taipin are all 1-1 currently. And sadly for Webspell, Begenius, and Apple, they're 0-2.
Looking like they might be the first to leave the tournament. Round 3 will be the first round where we're going to have to say goodbye to these teams, right? So we'll see if... I mean, either of them is going to have to fight back, right? We're going to have to say goodbye, right? You just have to hope you're not the one, and the only way you can hope to not be the one is to drive fast and be good. That's it, right? Just there's nothing else to it. Maybe a bit of luck, who knows?
So far, the other matches, Loud beat Taipin 3-1. Obviously, Toro beat Numlops 3-0. You saw that. We see Shift beating out, I do believe that is Apple, 3-1. We see Gravity winning over... No. I said that. Golden Trio, beat Apple. So 3-1. And then Webspell got beaten 3-0 by Gravity. And then Eagles beat Begenius 3-1. We're still waiting on Emery's and the Flying Guys. Still waiting on Shift and DNF. And still waiting on Vortex and M&M Gaming. Those are
Shift
the three games that have still yet to finish.
They just came in, Shift DNF. So that one is fresh off of the press. That was a very close match. That's a 3-2 victory going to Shift. And it looked like all of these matches went close, right? 5-2, 2-5, 4-5, 5-2, and then finally 5-4 on the 5 maps that have been played. That's a lot of 5s.
Definitely, and that puts Shift at 2-0. And I mean, that's rough for DNF, who are now 1-1. For both M&M and Vortex here, if they lose this match here, they'll go 0-2. And I mean, whoever loses between the lot of them, right, they'll go 0-2, and the other team will be 1-1. It sounds like it's 2-2 right now, so it's very close between both those teams.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it's going to take just a bit more time before we actually get the results in. Obviously, starting times are a bit different than what Not Emery's Esports Flying Guys started off at 2 p.m. CET. So, they've been at it for like half an hour now. So perhaps that'll be coming up soon-ish, right? It could be a long match as well, right? Going down to map number 5. So that should be interesting to see. And because which one was the one that we're missing now? Because we have...
I don't know.
Six
I don't know if you... I know you don't play CSGO that much, but this is exactly the same... This is exactly the same style format of tournament that CS:GO uses for their majors, right? Sadly, we didn't have any pick'ems to do for
No
this, so
pick'ems.
anyone who plays
Ooh.
CS:GO knows what the pick'ems are. We don't
That would be
have
pretty cool, though. I think it'd be very cool in Trackmania as well. Pick'ems. There's a lot of
yeah.
things like that. Maybe unlock some
Next
cool
tournament,
skins.
right? Next tscs, right? We have a pick'ems and we could put like I don't know. Not could we put money on the line? I guess that's gambling if we do that. So I don't think we can
Gambling
do
is not
that.
allowed around here. All right, look, we don't do it around. Even not with channel points. Don't you dare bring that into my
Actually,
house.
channel
All right?
points would be pretty cool.
Yeah, we
If
don't.
if
We don't do
if
that.
ever this
We don't
channel
have
gets
those.
if the channel ever gets accepted as partner at some point,
Exactly.
I think what SRK is trying to do is make this an esports channel, right?
Yes.
So
Yeah.
get
To be in
the esports exemption.
category.
Yeah. So that's why we're not partnered yet. But once we are and we get those channel points, I'd love to see predictions for every match. You know?
Oh yeah. I think that'll be a lot of fun. A bit more interactivity, a bit more involvement from the viewers as well. We'll be taking a short break. I mean, I say short break. Round 3 will be kicking off in about 30 minutes or so, perhaps a bit longer. Nevertheless, players will be finishing up the 2 matches remaining. And yeah, take it easy for a little bit. Take a little bit of a break, maybe stretch, get some drinks. Maybe pet your cat, pet your dog. Say I love you to your mom or dad. They deserve it. And we'll see you in just a little bit.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Trackmania esports channel. My name is Quantum Deathcat, still here with Boney, and it's a wonderful morning, or should I say afternoon, for everyone here, Boney. I mean, we've seen some great Trackmania in the first hour here of round number 2, but after an extremely long and crucial match between Emrys and I think it between Emrys
Flying Guys
and Flying Guys, it finished 3-2 in favor of Emrys, and that was such a massive fight. It was also the fight that we saw in the NA qualifiers between these two, and it was the Flying Guys who won at the end of that one, but 3-2 victory, every map 5-4.
That is insanity. That is definitely one of those matches that, you expect to happen at some point in time. You just don't know where it'll happen. But yeah, 5-4 all around, like sounding like a very, very, tight game, and just players that are matched up very well against each other. I'm not sure if that will be enough to win it all. Perhaps they will encounter each other later on, as both are not out, right? That just means Emrys right now 2-0, and Flying Guys 1-1.
And both teams looking very, very solid. But after that really grueling match, right? You just played for an hour minimum, right? Playing 5-4, 5-4, 5-4, 5-4, 5-4 on each on 5 different maps, right? Now you got to play against Loud.
Yeah. I'm not sure how they're gonna feel about that. We'll see how that. I mean, from what I can tell, players are still getting into the server right now, so we'll see who exactly is around, who's not around, and maybe they're, they just need a breather, right? They just came out of a match. I mean, Loud has been able to chill for a little bit there, but Emery's just maybe they're still feeling that high, right? Feeling the hype from their previous match and carrying that over into this one. But
and we see someone else who's in this server. We see Bueno, the wonderful French caster.
Bueno. Been casting some of the matches as we were heading into the group stages as well. If you haven't checked that out and you are a French-speaking player, then yeah, definitely check out Bueno's streams as well if you want that POV.
Pour les Français qui sont ici, je vous le dis, il est pas mal bon à se caster en français comparé à moi. Je suis terrible. And that's why I cast in English, because my French is absolutely terrible.
Oh, there you go.
And every actual French person laughs at it because I don't speak real French.
Oh no! See, I mean, I don't have that problem because I don't need to speak French. It's very nice.
Right,
I mean, I'm not about to speak Dutch here because I'm pretty sure that that'll fly over most people's heads as well. So we're not even going to entertain the thought in that sense. Matches were just put up, so I can assume players are just taking a bit of time to actually get into the right map. But we've got some things going on as well when it comes to skins, right?
Yes, we are, ladies and gentlemen. If you head on over, there is a wonderful link, I do believe, SRK. I don't know if he's listening, but if you would like to buy some skins that will help with the prize pool of the tournament, you can go right ahead and do so. For all 3 skins, I do believe it is $12, and it goes directly into the pool. And right now, we've raised over $500 for the entirety of this prize pool. So if you guys want to get some really cool fall themed skins made by some of the best skin creators in Trackmania, you can go ahead and find those probably on the Twitter. For sure you can find them on the Twitter, but you know what else you can find on the Twitter is the giveaway. There is, yes, ladies and gentlemen, a giveaway for said skins. All you need to do is follow Trackmania Esports on Twitter, like the post, and retweet it. That's all you got to do. And so if you want to win those skins or have a chance at winning those skins if you don't have them already, you can go ahead and do that as well. Trackmania Esports now has a clips channel on YouTube. So if you want to subscribe to that, maybe watch a few of the clips that you might not have been able to see throughout today or the other days when we were just doing qualifiers or other tournaments from the past, then you can go onto that channel and go watch and subscribe to it. That'd be very much so appreciated. Is there anything else I'm missing?
No, I mean YouTube name obviously Trackmania Esports Clips. That's the name, and I think it's always good to say like clips. Don't be that person as like, oh, clip this, clip this. You too have the power to clip this. Don't let inaction take away these hype moments that we're bound to see. Right, we're bound to see some hype moments come in. So feel free to click that clip button. Right, there's just a few buttons to click. In general, you can do 3 clicks to get the giveaway. You can do 2 clicks to get a clip going. Maybe come up with a funny title. Yeah, I mean, you know, like who knows? I mean, we like funny titles, but we like fun clips as well, exciting clips as well, and any of that would help us out tremendously in you know, giving you guys some fun YouTube content to check out in the future as well. Maybe you'll see your own clip pass by there too.
Good shout, good shout. We're still waiting for Loud to get in.
Yeah.
Not sure what's taking them this time. Because they've had all the time in the world, right?
Yeah, they've been able to chill, they've been able to relax, right? They've
been able to train.
All the training that they need. I mean, for those curious about the matches going on in the meantime, so for round number 3,
yes.
Obviously we're looking at Emrys versus Loud right here. Once they are ready, we've got Toro, Exalted Toro versus Shift. If I'm looking at that correctly. Ah, that explains it. The scheduling itself a bit later. Ah, that's why they're not here. That explains it.
Are we
Small
too
break
early?
Playing a Ah, that's all right. That's okay. We're just excited. Thank you, Alcon, as well for that update. Yeah. So yeah, no, 15 minutes. We just we gotta wait. We gotta chill. Do we do a quick caster tournament? Huh? You scared?
Yeah. I mean, obviously, Emrys wanted to break. They just played 5 maps, 5 forward on literally every map. Yeah. And I'm guessing with how long it took, they were playing on the black maps, right? What we get is extremely tired players, right? Who just played their like out of their minds up against an equal opponent. And right now they definitely just need like a break. Their hands probably hurt, right? I know that after I played Trackmania for like an hour, my fingers hurt for a bit.
Tight grip.
Press the keys way too hard. I press my keys way too hard on my keyboard.
It's very easy to forget, right? You don't have to, but you know, you can just make a corner a lot better if you really crank down on your controller. Right?
Oh yeah. If you press harder on the left or right turn key, you're gonna go. Or if you press harder on your W key, you're gonna turn fast. You're gonna go faster. 100%.
Exactly. Physics, right there.
Physics. I mean, if you have what is it? Oh, there are keyboards where you can do that, right? The harder you press down on the key.
Yeah, there's analog.
Yeah, analog keyboards. There you go. I've seen a few. But I don't have one. I just have a laptop keyboard. But most people don't have analog keyboards, right? They just have regular static keyboards, whether they are mechanic or not, right? But they're not analog, unlike the controllers, which is what gives controller players their unique little advantage of being so precise, right?
I mean, it's precise. It's not as precise as action keys. That's the one thing that is a bit more precise, and if it's exactly the amount
but action keys are illegal.
Yes, this is true. All right, non-illegal things, sure, I'll give you that.
I think the only time that anyone would be using action keys anyway in this series would be on map 8. For the some of the plastic turns, and map 14 for the water bounce. I do believe that's where action keys would be used in this case.
Yeah, I'm not too familiar on that one. I'm gonna trust your word on that. I mean, me just be simple controller player. I never touch action keys, not even once. But I'm aware of you know, what they are and you know, how they work. I just never use them, so therefore I have no clue which maps really want which keys.
Did you use action keys with a keyboard?
Yeah,
Not
yeah, you can
keyboard,
use
with,
my keyboard.
with
You
a
can with a controller as well. Yeah, yeah, you can totally bind them. That was definitely
Really?
one of the things going into TMGL before it was announced that no action keys. Yeah, players were looking at that because you don't want to be missing out on a feature, right?
Of course not, because that is a feature that, well, Nadio put in, right? Why is it not allowed? It's one of the strangest things, right? Where like Nadio has allowed this, and at the same time just said like, "Oh no, you're not allowed to do it," even though it's a feature in the game.
Bit odd. It's definitely a bit odd. I agree with
It
that.
definitely is a bit odd, I would say.
See what they'll do with it in the future, but maybe that's something for later. I mean, the struggle right now, as you say, the water bounce is one of them. You've got the no slide corners, right? With action keys, can make that a lot easier whenever that is necessary.
Mm-hmm.
It's a tightrope. It's tightrope. I'm not sure which way the pendulum would swing on that. Maybe they'll eventually take it out because they feel like it's not accessible enough.
Or it's too accessible.
Maybe too accessible is all right. Maybe it would trivialize some maps too much. I don't know. There's plenty of situations where I can imagine it being a good thing, but also maybe detrimental to whatever the mapper had envisioned or how maps are built. Right.
Right.
Plenty of maps are built with the idea of bug slides being a thing. Of like some take into account the physics between ice and dirt, right? And there's plenty of other things. Air brakes, right? One of the earliest discoveries made way back in the day. We built all these maps in this way now. It'd be very like if you introduce action keys, yeah, that's going to be a part of just how maps are.
And I mean, already the controller players can pretty much control with their analog stick, right? Where they want to go.
To some extent, yeah. Maybe rubber band. Maybe that's the action key of the future. Rubber bands.
Right.
I mean, you can do that already.
Right? We already saw one today.
Yeah. But that means we do have a bit of time to relax and chill for a bit. I'd say maybe play some music in the meantime while we wait.
I think we could do some solid cat jams before we get going again between Loud and Emrys. We'll take a small break, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be back very, very shortly. Ladies and gentlemen, here we are. We are back. Yes, no more cat jams. I'm sorry you have to listen to my annoying voice as well as my colleague's annoying voice. Mr. Boney C, how are you?
Hi, my voice is annoying. How are you?
I'm doing well. Anyway, this has been a nice little 15-minute break for Emirates to calm down after their amazing match up against the Flying Guys. Now they're up against Loud. I don't know if you can press tab real quick for us, Boney, but Acid wrote Loud in French. He just added an E.
I was wondering, wait, why is there an E?
So, Loud consists of Lars, Elcon, Acid, Mimo, and I do believe Elcon. And there are other players here as well to watch this unfold. Rumless, Waffly, Yakazdo, Bozbez, and Vekasus on the side of Emrys.
I'm on their side, you can tell right there, because that's what Trackmania decided. I'm on their side. No. But no, I'm very curious to see how these two teams will match up. Like, either of these two teams is going to qualify for the playoffs right now.
Right. They both really could, and it all depends on what goes on. So the map order 18, 8, 12, 9, and 21. So 2 green tracks once again, 1 blue track, 1 red track, 1 black track, 21. The deciding map if it goes to map number 5. That will be interesting because both of these guys good on said map, good on the speed techs and just the techs in general. 18 though, interesting choice out of Loud.
Was that a Loud choice? No, that was a Emery's choice. Bozbez being the one picking 18. Sorry. They did ban 19, the full ice track, which I mean, at some point we're gonna get 19. I hope somebody forgets to ban 19. I don't expect anyone to pick 19 per se, and then it just comes in random. That's my prediction.
Did you look at who's on Loud? You got Elcon and Mika.
Well, why didn't Mimo Jr. say we pick 19? He said, did they even have a chance? No, they didn't have the chance. Yeah, they only had chance first. Good point.
No.
Could have happened.
So you have to ban 19 against Loud. It's like a must, right? Like, you don't ban 19, that's an automatic map loss, practically, right? You'd rather play your worst map against Loud, because maybe they're bad on it too, right? Compared to playing 19 on them, which you know you're going to lose, right?
Yeah. No, I suppose you raise a fair point. You raise a fair point. I did not consider that, yeah.
Because Mika and Elcon, I'd say 2 best players on ice, right? Like, there is no competition. There is no, like, counter argument here. They are the 2 best players on ice.
Yeah, I think there's not a lot of, at least definitely in the tournament as well. Yeah, I think that is a very fair assessment. I mean, right now though, we're gonna have some melted ice. 18, a great map until the end, as many players like to say, with a focus on dirt transitions, jumping onto some water, also diving into water at one point. Right, so you will have some water wheels from time to time, but every time you hit the dirt, it's pretty much calm. But it's that ending, right, where you've got the reactor boost, where you're water jet skiing, I suppose, over to the finish. Well,
number 4 currently on map number 18 is Bozbez. So Emirates seemingly have the upper hand at the current moment. None of the other players in this matchup are in the top 25. Rumless is 28th, Vekasus is 31st, Yakazdo is 35th. So it's looking like a very Emirates map here, up against Loud, which none of the players seem to be in the top 50.
That's a good pick then. See, I mean, that's part of it, right? That's why we have this ban pick system going in right now. It's to make sure that you've got 2 phases to a match. I've already mentioned this before, but maybe you just came in. Phase 1 is really that pick and ban phase, right? There's a lot of strategizing going into that, making sure that you're picking the maps and banning the maps, right? That you know your components are either good or bad at, depending on whether or not it's a pick for a ban. So this is looking like a favorable pick coming in for Emirates Esports. So let's see if Loud will be able to strike back with their own pick. Their own pick being 8. So
yes,
we'll see how that'll go once we get there. But
I do want to add, with 30 seconds left to this warm-up, M&M Gaming and Begenius have both given def wins away to their opponents. So Apple Esports and Webspell will be 1 and 2. Begenius and M&M are the teams that go 0 and 3.
Ooh, are we gonna have to say goodbye to 2 teams just like that? But that's what we said as well. It's round 3. This is where we're starting to lose players, see them go out of the tournaments, but also see players go up to the playoffs. This is one of those matches, Loud Esports or Emirates Esports, either one of the 2 teams is about to make it into the playoffs of the tscs. As we go live for round number 1. Looking at the lineup right now for Loud, we've got Acid, Elcon, and Lars, Bospes, Rumelius, and Vekasus right now driving for Emirates. So let's see how they will do right now. Emirates, nice lead with Bospes, Rumelius, and Vekasus jumping in as well, though Elcon is trying to compete a bit as well. Acid falling behind Lars as well. It's so far good driving for Emirates. Acid slides all the way out, and it's looking like a 1-2-3 ace coming in. No, whoa, sorry, Rumelius, could you? Yeah, all right, cool. He got it. That ending is what it's all about. You can drive pretty much all of it pretty well, but in that ending, you know, you are going jet skiing. There is no friction. You're just
None at all. And it's just like there was a Cup of the Day map where it was those edges, right? The plastic edges on ice. I don't know if you remember that map or if you played it, but it was absolute bananas because no one had a clean run. No one could get a clean run because of it. And I mean, it was absolutely sick to watch. And it's practically the same ending, except not on water, it was on ice instead. Rumelius will be in the lead here. Vekasus fighting with Elcon. Let's see if he can keep himself ahead of Elcon. And yes, he will. That is beautifully done by both Vekasus and Rumelius. 38-second times by both of them.
Oh, Acid. Come on. Oh, where are you going? Where are you going? It's not going too well for the remaining 2 players, 1 on each team. Acid is just not getting into the finish line. There you go. He made it in. Bospes not going to finish at all. Doesn't really matter. 1-2 punch is enough for Emirates to take that round. But a bit of a wacky ending right there going into round 3. Let's see how if Loud will be able to recover from all it is. You can see that ending is just, it's so messy, right? Most of it is all right up until where you get to the finish line. You've got the round block right in front of you, and it's so easy to crash into that. Acid, very tight jump right there, but Rumelius decides to, I don't know, just trick out. I'm not sure what happened. It's like when your character models just decide to, I don't know, just spaz.
That looked like a tech deck. Have you ever played with tech decks before?
I have not.
Oh, that's a really nice time by Bospes. Oh, wow.
48.394.
38.3, that's a top 20 time.
Nice.
Is between top 29 and top 22.
I mean, it's you know, it's not only a great time, but it's also a round win once again for Emirates Esports.
Yep.
That ending is really really messing with Loud right now. They love crashing into the walls there, but it's hard. I already said it. It's hard to avoid.
So I did say Tech Deck, they're the little what is it, skateboards that people used to play with.
Yes, yeah. I got you.
That looked like a Tech Deck trick, you know, like
just flipping out.
Yeah, he just flipped out like you would do with those little skateboards at the time. Anyway, Acid is fighting off with the Bospes here. No Tech Deck tricks so far to be seen. Acid, though, wanting to take that lead. He's gone slightly behind Bospes. And here's Rumelius with a more inside line. Can Acid win it out? Nope. No, he can't. And everyone on the side of Emirates very happy with their times for sure. Acid will get 5th place with the 43.6, but it's still faster than Elcon, who has no more boost. Gets himself last.
drives on in. It was an ace either way, even if he got the boost there. But yeah, it just every time down to the end, that's where it goes down. I think 18 is definitely a map where Emirates Esports just decided, you know what, let's train on this. We know we've got that ending going. Let's make sure we get that right and bet on other teams not being able to do it as well as us, right? Like, it's not as if Alcon, Acid, or Lars are bad players at all. It's just that that ending is, it's just punishing, right? And it's so easy to mess up. Right now, though, you can see it's very tight at the front. Acid and Bosphus fighting it out. Alcon trying to come in as well to help out his teammate, while Vekisus and Romelius are catching up. But again, it's going to be this ending. Let's see what happens. Alcon, bit of an awkward bounce. Acid gets into the finish. Lars snipes Romelius. 1-2 coming in from Loud. I mean, the other two players remaining, Bez and Alcon right now, haven't finished yet, but it does not matter. That was a strike back from Loud Esports, taking away the sweep on map 1 from Emirates Esports. Emirates is still on map point, but they're not quite there yet. They have to win one more time.
Yeah, only one more win here for Emirates out of the next 4 rounds. I mean, it would need an absolute miracle out of Loud here to win this one out. They need mistake after mistake out of Emirates, I would think, or for Loud to just drive PBs every single round. I think that's how we can say it. Acid, he's in second place. Alcon is in third. Bozbez holding the lead. Vekisus is in fourth though, and fifth place is held down by Lars. Let's see what happens here in the ending. Lars goes wide, but it's Roomless who seals it away from Lars. Lars can't get fifth place, and so GGs are called in chat. 1-4-5, more than enough for the victory, and Mimo Jr. will go around the track on a victory lap.
Carrying out the flag. I mean, I don't know if he would want to. He just lost, but you know, maybe he just held up the flag, right? Like, oh shit, no, this wrong round, wrong map. It's a bit awkward. Right. It's a bit awkward.
While we wait for map 8 to get started, we have 2 minutes left in this warm-up here. Let's talk about the Trackmania Esports prize pool. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, the tscs has itself a prize pool of over $500. And if you want to participate, if you want to add on to that prize pool, you can buy skins made by Fups, Wizzy, and Tatona, I think. Anyways, there are skins ranging from $2 to $8, and if you want to get all 3 skins in a bundle, $12. I'll put the link in chat. I think I'm allowed. Hopefully it doesn't ban me for posting a link in chat. There you go.
Okay.
So you can get your skins from there, ladies and gentlemen. Add to the prize pool. You get yourself some 6 skins, and these wonderful ladies and gentlemen here who are giving you quite the race right now have a chance at winning over $500 currently. But if you go and buy the skins, those $12 or however many skins you do buy will go into the prize pool in itself, in its entirety.
A bit of a thank you to you as well for supporting. These skins have also, we're competition winners as well, right? Like many skin makers have been making skins for this, for the fall season, right? So they are all nicely fall themed. There's still, a bit more than a month in fall remaining, so you can look your best, look your snazziest while you're out on the Trackmania fields, slaying those nerds.
Beat the noob.
Exactly, but I think we've got 1 minute remaining in warm up. We are on 08. This is the pick from Loud Esports. We'll see how they will do after a 5-1 defeat on 18. If 8 is going to be a bit better. This is a bit less of a water ski accident bound to happen at the end. Though definitely not an easy track. It is a green track, but in terms of going fast, there's a lot to be optimized. There's a lot of gears to keep up, and especially towards that ending, I would not be surprised that due to the watery wheels, some players might slide on out and go a bit too wide. Very curious to see if everybody's got what it takes to make it happen.
10 seconds left in this warm-up, ladies and gentlemen. It's a 1-0 lead for Emrys right now, but Loud could come back on their own map pick here. And let's see what it's looking like when it comes to fastest laps, as I'll let you cast the first round here.
Well, here we go. We've got, let's see, who is actually in the lineup. Yakosto, Remelius, and Bossbest for Emrys. Mimo Jr., Acid, and Alcon coming out for Loud. Let's see how this will go, as right now everybody is neck and neck. Nobody really giving away an inch. Only Acid behind by about 0.3 of a second, and we are already nearing the end of the track. Alcon taking a nice lead through that road corner, but into the dirt. Alcon does close it out. Mimo Jr. in 3, Yakosto in 4, Acid in 5, and Bossbet in 6. That's a nice divided ending, but it is in favor of Loud Esports.
Very, very nicely done. Bossbez, Acid, Elcon, and Yakazdo, so 2 players on each side, are in the top 50 on this map. So, and the 3 earlier players, right, are in the top 20. So, wonderfully done by them. They're all fast, but I could see definitely Emrys taking this, though. Right now, it is definitely Loud that is in the lead, and it seems like they will have themselves another round win here. If nothing else, no more drama. As Mimo, oh no, Mimo, but Rumelis is also very slow, so Mimo and Rumelis there will fight it out for 5th place. Bossbez and Yakazo are 1 and 2, so that fight is actually really important. Rumelis will get 5th. That 5th and 6th place fight, Mimo Jr. making the same mistake twice, costs his team the win.
1-1 each. I mean, it was a tight finish as well. There was 1/100th of a second between the number 1 and number 2 player right there. Very, very tight. And just came down to the wire. It's a quick map, and it's very, very optimized at this point. So I wouldn't be surprised if we will see another one of these photo finishes come up in just a little bit. There is a bit more distance between the number 1 and 6 this time around, but Bossbest just teleports forward. Nothing personal, kid, while Yakosto falls behind towards the final corner. Remelius, Acid. It's Remelius this time with the number 1 Acid, just 0.03 of a second behind. Together with his teammate Bossbest, and number 3 means that Yakosto could end in any, and he does so in 6, and that's a round win for Emrys.
Very nicely done for Emrys, and now they take the lead 2-1. Reminder that Loud Esport is on blue and Emrys is red. So let's see what we get in this round here. Acid having a really nice lead. Bossbez and Yakazo trying to catch up, but Mimo will take up that 2nd position. Elcon coming in, and he's going to grab 2nd as well. In fact, he's got a lot more speed than everyone else, and he'll take 1st. Bossbez 2nd, Yakazo 3rd, and Acid goes from 0 to 0. And they lose the round. Emrys gets 2nd, 3rd, and 4th.
Oh, that is tight. It was looking good for Loud, but it's that final dirt corner is very tricky, right? You're going into the dirt section with a lot of speed, right? You're to then have to make sure you tilt your car enough to, 1, keep your gear, don't lose enough speed, and don't crash. There's a lot going on in just that small little segment, and it's make or break at this point for these players. We're already halfway through, and it's looking like Loud right now has a 1 and 2. Acid and Alcon with Mimo Jr. trying to get in as well. Let's see how the gears and speed go. It looks good. Very good. With a 31.4 coming in for Alcon. Acid with a 31.5.
That's a top 50 time out of Alcon right there. In fact, that's pretty close to his PB. That's actually like less than 1/10 away from his PB.
That is,
by less than a tenth.
To do that live is just nice, honestly. I mean, to be fair, this is Loud Esports' pick, and while they are behind at the moment, trailing 2-3, I guess this is why they picked it, right? Bossbest with a small crash there, falling behind. It's a 2v3 at the front now. Curious to see. Oh, Mimo has it.
Elcon being able to...
Remelius out.
And look at that, Elcon once again.
That's it out. Oh, this is a bit of a weird finish. I'm trying to find players to finish, but Everybody is either crashing or just finishing. That was what an ending.
That was weird. But yeah, Elcon there, very nice time. But again, he's slower than everyone else in the first half, right? And then right after the right before the water bounce, he seems to get a better line than everyone else. He seems to be faster, and once he's on the water bounce, he just gets the perfect angle, and everyone else just misjudged that angle. But normally Elcon, right, at the start here, he's always in the back of the melee, right? He's always in the back of the pack. Like right now, he's in 4th, 5th. Make that 6th now, but look at this line. He brings himself from 6th to 2nd, and then he's got an inside line here. He's catching up to Acid. He was behind by 2/3, and now he's less than a 10th behind. So he's got a very, very solid last half of this map, and it allows Acid and Elcon to 1-2. Mimo Jr. though can't finish the ace. He gets 4th.
Does get 4th, but this, I mean, it's been a nice comeback from Loud Esports. They were behind 1-3, and right now they are looking to take the map and the match 1-1. If they just close it out right now with Elcon, Elcon seems to be getting more and more into his element right now, and it's really benefiting Loud Esports. So either Emrys is going to have to step it up and fight a bit back to make this pick go a bit Ari, but it's not looking like it's going to happen. Again, it's going to come down to this corner. Elcon definitely in the lead. Nemo goes a bit too much on the inside, has to give up some speed, allowing BossBest to overtake, but his teammate Acid takes over the number 2 spot. And that is a 1-2 punch, not knockout just yet, but Loud Esports finds themselves on the board, match 1-1.
It looked very, very rough for Loud at first. I thought Emrys could possibly come here and steal their map pick away, but that is not the case. And ladies and gentlemen, we are on to the next map, and oh boy, which one is it? Are we going on to 9 or are we going on to 12?
I don't fully remember, actually. And
it's either 9 or 12. I know we finished on 21, and the other 2 maps, I believe, are 9 and 12.
It was 12.
So 12.
Yes.
And then we'll go on to 9 and then 21 if we need to.
If we need to, yeah. I mean, right now it's looking like a back and forth, so perhaps we will find ourselves in that situation. But
maybe,
never say never.
Maybe.
I would never say never.
Now, what are your thoughts on this map? A grass plastic map. This is my worst nightmare, but what are your thoughts on it?
I actually have been, this is one of the maps that I've enjoyed from the campaign. I don't know if this would necessarily be like a top 5 map per se, but it's definitely a map that I enjoy the mix, right? I enjoy the mix of grass and plastic, and they are somewhat similar, right? You could probably exchange some grass corners with plastic corners in any other map. So yeah. it definitely has that, you know, that slippery feel, but not super slippery, right? You still have most of the corners pretty much focused on grass, and usually the plastic is there for these type of corners, right? Especially in the ends right here.
They're all doing bug slides.
Oh yeah, that's bug slide central. Like, if you don't do a bug slide, what are you doing? Like, are you even? If nobody sees you a bug slide, exactly, right? I just like, come on, just do it.
If you don't go for a gap, you are no longer a racer, right? So that gap, right? It'd be wide open if you didn't go for the bug slide.
Oh yeah. I definitely think that anybody who wouldn't, I don't think any of the players would not go for a bug slide. I'd find it very odd if they.
Well, top players especially, right?
Yeah.
Like you get it for someone of my level, right? Who doesn't do it, right? I'm a top what? I wouldn't even consider myself a top 5,000 player, right? Even though I'm top 4,000 in the campaign, I think there's 1,000 players who haven't played the campaign as much as I have who are better than me.
Perhaps. I mean, to be fair, you know, it's definitely one of those things that's important for anybody who plays, you know, any game really, and knows there's a competitive scene. It's very easy to fall into that trap of, oh, I'm not that good, because you know players are better, right? Like you see these players drive, and yeah, they might have a bad round or two, but overall they're great players. But it's very easy to then forget, like, oh wait, if I were to play against anyone else, I'd probably make you just stand a chance. It's just that curse, right? I don't think it's you shouldn't beat yourself down over that. That's what I think. But that's enough jibber jabber from us. All this funny talk business is over. We are live. Matches 1-1. We are on map number 12 with Loud Esports versus Emrys Esports. Let's see how they do right now. Everybody relatively close by. Ooh, Mimo Jr. did lose his gear right there. That's going to cost him some time. Bospez, Rumulus, and Mika. Mika coming in right now for Loud Esports. In the mix for number 1. But it's looking like Bospez and Rumulus are going to hold on to that 1 and 2. Yes, they do. Look for a second there that Mika maybe had a better bug slide, but it was not enough. Emrys starts off 1-2. Sorry, 1-2. 1-0. 0-1? 0-1. Yeah, that's
0-1.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was thinking match score in my head.
So I don't think anyone's going to be doing anything close to world record on this map, right? But that being said, Roomless is actually number 6, but I doubt he gets anywhere close his 34.69 PB on this map.
Whooply, what the heck did you just do?
Well, that's
he
world
just shot
record line.
forward.
That's
He
world
got it.
record line right there, right?
You got it, yeah.
So he got it. I guess Waffly's making me eat my own words here. As he's gonna go for the bug slide. That's a terrific bug slide.
Yeah.
But look at Mika, who gets it perfectly as well. 36-0, nowhere even close. What am I talking about? I don't know. That's a second. That's a second and a half off.
Oh wow. I mean, he had a great boost, but it looks like the second half was where Loud players were able to overtake just a bit more. It wasn't enough for them to actually win the round right there. That round does go to Emrys Esports. But yeah, no, what a boost. Let's see if he does it again. Let me see if I can find them. There you go. Let's see if he does it again. Maybe he'll go for it again. Oh, this time
he will.
Did not get it. In fact, it causes him to go wide, loses the gear, and falls behind quite a bit. Right now, only player for Emrys at the front is Rumelius. All the other players are Loud Esports players. In fact, Mimo Jr. even overtakes, Acid overtakes, and just like that, it's a 1-2 punch coming in from Loud Esports. They are on the board as well. Map score 1-2.
1, 2, and 4 for Loud there, even though on the leaderboards it does not look like it. Reminder, everyone, that 35 is actually really, really fast on this map, despite the fact that the world record is 34.4. You have to think to yourself that to get that 34 time, you need to get a zoop off of that little jump at this reactor boost right here. And that's what Rumelius and Bospez do get, but that is not world record speed whatsoever. They are in front by quite a bit, though, on Mimo Jr. and Mika. Both of them are way, way, way ahead. Mika, though, known to have good bug slides. Can he get another one? Another round saver, maybe? No. He's 4/10 behind. That's that bug slide of his, actually slightly slower. 35.4. Very nice times out of both of them. Roomless and Bospez there. Top 100 time, I believe. Close to it. Close to top 100.
Close to it. All right. That's still, that's definitely good on a map like this where that reactor boost does so much for your speed towards the second half of the map. Looking good at the moment for Emrys Esports, 3-1 in the lead, and Bospez Rumelius at the moment trying to get a bit further. Woofully gets the boost forward, but goes very wide there. So it is Mika and Acid at the moment trying to get the 1-2, but here's Woofully coming in. Apparently that speed going wide as much as he did was good enough for him to land the number 3 spot, but isn't enough in the end. Bit of a photo finish coming in. Ooh, that's a 1-3-6 for Loud Esports. That's what you need to get a map win. Very close, though. Emrys just 1 point off the mark.
Very, very close rounds. Very, very tight in there. That's what you like to see. And that's what, if you're Loud, that's definitely what you need as well. You need Emrys to keep going for these risky plays and to keep trying to go for these zoops and going wide. That's exactly what Mimo Jr. does. And look at him. Look at the speed he's bringing. He's so far ahead of Roomless, Waffly, and Bospez, but they're right behind him because Mika and Acid have both made massive mistakes. So Mimo here to show us how it's done. And that's going to be a 35, low 35, 2-8. Nice. There you go. Very well done out of Mimo there. And 35 to 8, correct? That'll bring him right into the
8, yeah.
So that is right in the 60s range, 66 to 68.
Solid. I mean, this is around a map, right? So it's nice to know you can just crank out top 100 times. I think that's always relatively reassuring. That does not really help them out too much, right? It's a great time, as you said. But Emirates Esports does find themselves on a map point at the moment, and it's looking like this could be the one to net their score up 2-1. They are well in the lead at the moment. Mimo Jr. About 1 second behind on match leader at the moment, Remelius. Boss Best Woofley making an ace.
Woo,
on 12.
Remelius! 34!
Ooh, with a 34.9. Oh, cracking that 35. Nice.
What time was it?
34.901.
901. That is the 18th best time.
Spicy. Well-deserved map win coming in, though, for Emirates Esports. They were doing a fantastic job. I think Mimo Jr. probably the strongest on 12, but unfortunately, just, Acid and Mika just not as consistent as you would like.
That was Roomless, right? Who did that time?
Yes.
Yeah, Roomless sadly already has a PB of 34.69.
Nice.
Very fast. Very fast, but if Bozbez did that, that would have actually been a PB for him. And for anyone else, that would have been a PB as well.
Dang. Ooh, I like 9. Yes. Now 9, this is a map that I really enjoy. I put this one in top 5. Yeah, I mean, the ending, like the water may cause some issues from time to time, but I just like how, like tight, everything goes right from the get-go, right? You want to make sure that this grass corner down is already, this already gains you so much time. You've got the bobsleighs going in, get a bit of steering going to just speed up a little bit more. I don't know, I like the grass, ice, mechanics behind this one. It's not a long one once again, right? It is Green Series, but I really, really enjoy this.
Keep your eyes on how they do the water, because they might not do water normally. Oh, they will, okay. So I've seen, you've seen World Record, right? What it looks like?
I have not, actually, for this
You've not? Okay. They don't do the water like normal people do when they do World Record. And we know that these top teams tend to get consistent at doing not normal lines, let's say.
Oh,
but yeah, the not normal line I'm talking about is that you don't even go into the water. You just go on the side of the water basin and gain so much speed because you're not getting slowed down by the water. And then you fly out in the air and then you jump into the finish.
Gotcha. That makes sense, yeah. I mean, it's definitely something that is used in other maps as well, right? I just haven't seen it on this one in particular. That makes sense. It's probably harder to get into the finish, because that's a timing thing. Obviously, if you go the intended route, it's just avoid a few poles and the finish is right there. But that's part of going fast, right? It's taking these risks.
Right, and I consider this map's World Record the equivalent of like map 01, right? Have you seen World Record on map 01?
Yeah. That's where that
looks nothing like the normal run.
No, not at all.
Well,
those barriers get abused
for this map. It's crazy what players will do just to gain a few tenths of a second, but tenths is actually a lot of speed. Players will do anything for thousandths of a second. As we get on going here for round number 1 of map number 4, Emirates are up in the lead, 2-1 currently on Loud. Loud need to win this map to continue on going to win their 3-0 here, but they also need to win on 21. Right now, Emirates have a chance at going 3-0 in this group stage. Let's see what they do here. Alcon with a beautiful ice section, and will go from 5th to 2nd. Roomless wins the round. Yakazdo will get 3rd. Mika will get 4th. Bozbez gets 5th. And Acid gets last. That is a win for Emirates. And it's looking good for them.
I mean, they have, like, every single map so far, they opened up 1-0. Every single map. Not one map did Loud Esport come in and take that first round. So, I don't know, maybe this is a sign of things to come, right? A bit of, I don't know, getting this sense of deja vu, I would say, when it looks stuff like that. Right now, though, it's looking like Emrys is going to take this one as well. Just Mika at the moment in number 1, though Alcon is trying to come in as well. Remelius and Yakosto taking up the number 2 and 3. And that's enough for them to get another round win. Bossbest actually a bit faster than Alcon right there, just 8 thousandths of a second between the two players. That is another round win for Emrys, 2-0. They just need 3 more wins on map 09, and they move on to the playoffs.
So I'm surprised no one said NT in chat, because that is a top 30 time out of Mika there with a 30.64.
Yeah, I mean, it's Mika on ice, you know, like, we really acknowledge it.
His PB is a 30.46, but he is in 10th place and 5/10 behind world record. That line is impossible to replicate, but look at Mika right now. Just in a massive lead, and Alcon right behind in 2nd place. Mika, so fast, so good, even faster time this one around. 57 this time, and 57 is good enough for 27th place.
Again, no nice times. I don't know why. It feels kind of bad. Though that as well gives Loud their first score on the board. So far, it's not been a 5-0 sweep from either team at all. They are definitely fighting hard against each other. It's just been Emrys taking the upper hand pretty much every single time. Right now, very close race as we get into the final bobsled section. This is where it's make or break once again for Loud. They look to be the one not to win this. If this is how it stays, Mika does pick up the number 1, Alcon in number 4, and Acid in number 6. Yeah, that's 10 points. That's not going to do it. That's not enough.
Not enough, and despite that, that's a beautiful snipe out of Mika too, right? That fight till the end. And man, they're still dialed in. They're not even writing good round in chat. That is rare to see out of these players. They are pretty dialed in, I would say. And I don't think it's unsportsmanship. I just think it's these players do not want to take their fingers off of their keyboard or controller.
Just take a quick look back. Yakosto is dead. So this could be fortunate for Loud right now. They just have to overtake Bossbez right now, and that is what they're doing. Alcon has more speed than Mika. What is he going to get? That is a 30.7. Mika with a 30.8. Acid with a 30.8 as well. Ace coming in from Loud. Striking back hard. I'm not sure if Yakosto... Yeah, Yakosto will finish. There's plenty of time. He'll be fine.
That's actually a PB out of Alcon.
Oh, well, there you go. Congrats. He was looking very good through the... Yeah, the bobsleigh section for him was amazing. You just saw he just shot past Mika there.
You love to look at Trackmania.io and just see a few seconds ago is when the time was.
Exactly.
He didn't even write PB in chat. That's how crazy dialed in these players are.
They're just dialed in. All right, look, I don't have time to type in these things. I gotta race. I gotta go fast right now. Though Alcon in 6th place, not looking to repeat a success from the previous round, going quite high there as well. Whereas the Emrys players right now are staying close together, looking to overtake. No. Mika crashes.
Mika and Acid crashed. Oh, that's sad.
Unfortunate. That's what they're happy though. Emrys is happy.
Oh, Emrys is very happy. It's for the map series point and honestly playoff point.
Yeah.
They win this, they get to playoffs.
They just have to close it out, just keep it up a little bit more, keep that tryout mentality alive for just a second. And don't let Loud get in the way is what they're thinking, but is it going to be enough? It's looking good right now. Alcon and Acid in 5th and 6th position. Mika just being pushed left, right, and center by the Emrys players, but Alcon comes in. Look at that speed. Is that enough? No, but Mika crashes. Oh, and that seals the deal.
Oh, the deal has been sealed with an ace on top of that. That's like the cherry on top of the wonderful little sundae. and it is a 3-1 victory for Emrys. They'll go through into playoffs with a 3-0. Wonderful for them. And for Loud Esport, I mean, they've got themselves 2 more tries at it.
2 more tries indeed. They're not out of it just yet. They're just 2-1 at the moment. So, as you say, 2 more tries. I'm sure we will see him again in the future. I'd be very surprised. They've shown a very great match right now. It was back and forth a couple times as well. It's just Emrys Esports was a bit more consistent at the end of the day.
So here are what the standings are looking like. Loud and Loud have lost, obviously, to Emrys here. Emrys and Toro will be 3-0. They'll be the 2 teams that qualify today for the playoffs. But there are other teams that have finished their matches. Shift lost to Toro, as I already said. 3-1 though. DNF beat Taipan 3-2, and so Taipan now they are down 1-2 as their opponents go up 2-1. We can also see that Golden Trio beat Numlops 3-1, and for Numlops they're now also down 1-2. And so the 2 teams that are gone, Begenius, ESC, and M&M Gaming, they're both 0-3. You have Apple Esport 1-2, Webspell 1-2, Orcs Numlops 1-2, Taipan Esports 1-2, Shift is 2-1, Golden Trio 2-1, Loud Esports 2-1. And that's it for the moment.
Do we have any other matches running at the moment then?
Sorry, DNF Esports are 2-1.
How many matches are remaining at this point?
There are 2 matches left.
2 matches. All right. Well, those will be going on. Hopefully there's some POVs going on for that one. If you are not in the Discord, by the way, and you are interested in seeing all these POVs, or perhaps interested in competing in these types of events for yourself, do keep an eye out on the Discord. Follow the Twitter. We've got a YouTube clip channel going on as well, so be sure to check that one out. Plenty of places for you to get involved and stay up to date when it comes to TSS, the Trackmania seasonal series. Right now, we're doing the fall campaign, right? We've got, 10 invited teams coming in, and 6 remaining that have qualified throughout the qualifiers that have been going on in the past few weeks.
It was 3-1 the victory, yes, and actually, I do want to point out that one of the teams that qualified, Emrys, is one of the teams that went on 3-0, and 2 teams that were invited in Begenius and M&M have been not disqualified, right? But they've been kicked out of the tournament.
Yeah, they lost. Just that simple.
They're gone. They've been banished.
Exactly. That's correct, folks. So they are 3-0 overall in terms of matches. 3-1 is the match score from what the match we just saw. Loud Esports versus Emrys Esports.
Is that it for us today?
That was a great start of the rounds. Obviously, round 1 was not on the main channel. Those have been going on through the POV channels. Again, this is why you should join the Discord. All the POV channels are posted in there, so you can check out your team and check out the point of view of one of those players. So definitely don't forget about that. There's French casting going on as well. Again, these are all things you can find in the Discord. If you're ever wondering what's going on, Discord is the answer. A fun day. I really enjoyed this day. It's been a long time as well since we last were able to cast, and it's been a blast. Unfortunately, today I was not able to use my word of the day. Just giving away a little bit of secret. No trepidation has been named. Who knows? Maybe if you have a fun word, let us know. We'll see if we can sneak it in. Who knows? Huh? I think that'd be fun. A little bit of a challenge.
For tomorrow, maybe?
Perhaps.
Perhaps. I'll need to wake up at 7 in the morning again to cast.
Let's
Not
go.
a problem for me. Not a problem at all.
I was about to say, waking up for Trackmania? I don't see the problem, all right? Some people have to wake up because they have to go to their dead-end job, all right? I feel bad for them. But if you wake up...
But what if this is my job? What if casting is my job though?
Is it?
It might be. I want it to be. I'd love it if it was.
I don't blame you. I feel the same way. I mean, it's who knows, right? Who knows what the future holds for Trackmania? I mean, growth is definitely one of those things that these tournaments will spur on. We'll see how that works out in the future. For the matches going on, it's we try to avoid joining those mid game due to the joining can cause some lag, so we do not want to interrupt.
Oh, of course not. That causes a lot of problems for sure.
So that's unfortunately something we prefer not to do. It just impacts the player and performance a bit too much. One of those things, you know.
All right. Before we do go, though, ladies and gentlemen, go over to the Twitter. I'll put the link in chat. Go over to the Twitter, ladies and gentlemen, because there is a wonderful giveaway for some Trackmania seasonal skins. Yes, the fall skin giveaway is here, and these are the same skins you can buy in a bundle for $12 to add to the prize pool of the Trackmania seasonal championship challenger series. My bad. So if you guys want to do that, if you guys want to add to that prize pool and get some sick skins as well, you can go do that at tmskins.gumroad.com, and you can also do the giveaway here. All you have to do is follow Trackmania Seasonal on Twitter, like the post, and retweet the post, and you have a chance at winning some sick skins.
Look at that, just 3 clicks, 3 easy clicks. And not only that, these clicks will not only get you into the giveaway, but it'll keep you up to date as well. I mean,
they will. Yep.
What more do you want? What more do you want, really? But yeah, I think that's going to be all. Tomorrow we'll be having rounds 4 and 5 of the group stages. And with that, the end to the group stages, we'll be seeing which teams will actually move on and which teams will be eliminated. There's going to be a lot more eliminations and moving on to playoffs happening tomorrow. But for now, that's all we have. Thank you all for coming in, hanging out, and checking out the cast. I'll hope to see you all tomorrow. Same time, same place, same people. See you then. Have a good day. Bye-bye.